Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here, and I am glad to be here. You can see my shirt. I'll show you the whole thing. Wait, I see a rock. For those of you that know me, you'll think that's pretty funny, but that was a Father's Day gift. We'll kind of touch on that towards the end of this short, very, very short, Meaningful Monday. You know, we've all heard someone say, wow, when the pressure was on, they really rose to the occasion. But the more I've thought about that phrase, the more I've come to believe something a little different. I don't think we rise to the occasion nearly as much as we retrieve from what we've already stored. Now, think about, I'll give you an example. This is, I learned a lot from this. January 15th, 2009, Captain Sully, I can't remember his last name, was it Sullenberger, had just 208 seconds after both engines failed, okay, to land the plane. And the world watched in what appeared to be a miracle as he safely landed the plane on where? The Hudson River. All 155 people on board survived. Now, people were calling him a hero. And he said, no. He said he just humbly responded by saying that he had simply spent a lifetime. Listen to this. He had simply spent a lifetime making deposits in what he called his bank of experience. On that day, he wasn't creating something new, he was making a withdrawal. Now, that thought stayed with me. Leadership works the same way. You see, when pressure comes, we don't suddenly become patient. We retrieve patience that we've practiced. We don't suddenly become grateful. We retrieve gratitude that we've cultivated. We don't suddenly become wise. We retrieve wisdom that we have intentionally harvested. Dan Sullivan says, always make your learning greater than the experience. And I believe that's how we bake the deposits, to always make our learning greater than the experience. And every experience gives us a choice. We can simply have the experience or we can harvest it. Think about it. See, the experience itself isn't the deposit. The wisdom is. I've also come to believe something else, and that is that life isn't simply giving us experiences. Life is giving us opportunities to harvest wisdom. Literally, every conversation, every success, every disappointment, every mistake, every act of kindness, every challenge, every one of those, they ask the same question: what will you take with you? You see, because an experience doesn't become an enduring asset. What's an enduring asset? An enduring asset is one that can pass from generation to generation. It's of true principles. It doesn't become, because an experience doesn't become an enduring asset until we harvest the lesson. And all of us have many difficult situations in our lives, and that's when we can harvest. That's where we can retrieve, excuse me. So think about this way. How many of you have family challenges, business setbacks, a moment when others are depending on us? Many, many different kinds of situations. And when those days come, we won't magically become the leader the moment requires us. We'll simply retrieve from what we've been becoming. So think about this question. What experience are you having today that deserves to be harvested before you leave it behind? Now, I have a great tool that we've used in Empowered Wealth. Many of you probably, I think many of you have purchased this journal. It's called Empowered Wealth Journal. It's really an accountability journal, but it starts your day off right by asking what you're grateful for. It ends the day asking yourself, who am I grateful for? Who or what am I grateful for today? And what did I learn? Now, if I could add to that, which I have in my own, I would say, what principle did it reveal? And who will be blessed because I learned it? You see, because wisdom doesn't come from the experience, wisdom comes when we take the time to harvest the experience. And so that's when in the traditions, the rock I've carried for over 25 years in my pocket every day. That's a tradition. That's the way I practice gratitude. So that when something happens, I can still be in gratitude. I don't have to wait for the rainbow to enjoy the rain. That's the one quote I really like a lot. I've been very fortunate to carry, and many of you carry gratitude rocks. And we're coming up with a new one that we'll be talking about in a little, very shortly. It's available soon, called the Butterfly Rock. But wait, you'll get to hear about that. So Every moment has the potential to become enduring wisdom. So wait. This is my shirt I got for Father's Day. Wait. Let's go this way. I see a rock. Okay. Because I do collect rocks. Hey, listen, have a meaningful week. Make it a meaningful week. And share this if you think it would be of value to someone else. Upward, onward, outward. And we'll talk next week. Bye bye.